Hi everyone, my name's Colleen. I'm a physical therapist and you're watching Clinical Sprinkles. Do you ever get neck pain that lives like kind of right here in this area? I'm here to show you 3 exercises to make that get better. So I think it's important to talk about why we get neck pain right here, and a lot of it has to do with posture. I'm going to show you a side view of this. So good posture means that you're going to sit up nice and tall. I lift my breastbone here, and then you can see that my ear is stacked over my shoulder, which will be stacked over my hips. So meaning if I drop a line straight down, it would touch all 3 of those points. So then what happens is when I start to slouch my chest down like this, my head will naturally follow. But if we are looking up towards a computer screen, for example, then we have to correct for that by tilting our head upward like this. And then look what happens to my neck. It has to make up for a lot of that. And so then at this level, the lower part of our neck gets most of that stress. So there are 2 muscles that live in this area that can cause pain. It would be painful to turn our head the opposite way, so then someone would complain of a pull or pain on the opposite side that they're turning to, or also if they're tilting in the opposite direction as well. There's one muscle is your upper trap, which a lot of people refer to, but actually the culprit is typically the levator scapulae. That muscle attaches to the scapula, which is your shoulder blade, and up into the neck directly. And so what that muscle is supposed to do is to help with your shoulder, elevating your arm. However, it's not supposed to act as a neck stabilizer. Stabilizer means that it's trying to hold it in place or hold it together so that it's coordinated. And so when it overworks, imagine a muscle that's working overtime and not really getting a break, or you're holding in positions for 2 to 4 to 8 hours a day. No wonder it's overactive and it feels like it's a knot because it's been on all day. There's different types of muscle fibers. So some are fast twitch, meaning that it can produce a lot of power and a lot of strength in a short period. And then there's postural muscles, which are ones that are designed to last for a long time. That levator scap muscle is not supposed to last for a very long time, and that's the one that typically causes a lot of pain. So if you work at a desk, these exercises might actually be really helpful for you. If you do anything that's forward reaching, like even on a shop table or working on patients, kind of like how I am, these exercises are for you. Okay, so for this exercise, you're going to need a couple towels. I like to teach this exercise with towels instead of pillows because this is a lot more supportive and it won't change shape as you do the exercise on top of it. So I had measured this so that it fits my neck, meaning that if the person has a much more rounded upper back, then their head is going to be a lot taller, and then they'll have to extend their head down to the table if the towels aren't tall enough. So make sure that when the person's laying on it, that their head isn't tilted and it's in a neutral position, again with the ears stacked right over the shoulders. So for this exercise, you're going to start by laying on your back. Your low back is in contact with the surface that you're laying on. Your knees are bent and your feet are flat down on the table. You want to make sure that the towels are supporting your head and neck, like so. And then when you're doing this, you want to make sure I was talking about setting up the towel height. So when you're set up, you have the setup right is when you're laying here and these muscles on the front of your neck are really big muscles. They should be soft. So when a muscle is turned on, it would be firm. So what we're looking for is that these are relaxed. And so by poking on them or pushing on them, you can check to see if they are turned on or not. So to test to see what the muscle firm would feel like, you're going to lift your head off the table, and then you can feel in the front of your neck that they got really hard, but in a relaxed state, they should be nice and soft. So then I'm going to lay here, and to initiate the exercise, what I'm going to do is nod my head yes, while keeping my head in contact with the towels. So as I nod my head yes, I'm not lifting my head up off the towels, but rather what I'm doing is kind of lengthening the back of my neck while I bring my chin down towards my breastbone. And then you can do this for holds. I'm going to hold mine for the count of 5. and then back up. So the exercise is targeting a muscle that's deep within your neck. It's behind your throat and where you're breathing from. And so it's on the front part of our vertebrae. They act as our stabilizers of the neck. And so it's like the core of your neck. Those muscles are so deep that you probably can't feel it. So how you know you're doing the exercise correctly is by checking these big front muscles to make sure that they're not turned on, because they're also over recruiters when the deep neck flexors are not activating properly. I'm going to show you how to do a push-up from an elevated surface. And the reason why we're doing this is to activate a certain muscle that lives in our armpit region that attaches to the ribs. It's called the serratus anterior. When this muscle is activated, it works to turn down the muscle that lives in our neck that's been giving us pain. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your hands on the surface, make sure that it's not going to move away from you. And then what you're going to do is bring your chest down towards the desk, and then you're going to push back up. And make sure you straighten your elbows and then push up so that at the top you're pushing your palms into the table to spread your shoulder blades apart at the top. So I'm going to show you again. You're going to push down and then push up with that extra push up at the top. So for this exercise, you're going to need a chair with a sturdy back. This one is kind of tall for me, so I'm actually going to sit on a pillow for this. Okay, because where you want the back of the chair to be is right in between your shoulder blades at your upper back. And then what you're going to do is support your head and neck. And then what you're going to do is arch over it back and forth. And with this, you can see that my elbows are pointed towards the opposite wall so that it moves my shoulder blades out of the way. So don't keep your arms out to the side like this and do it. Make sure that you point them straight ahead of you. And then you arch back and forth. You can scoot down on the chair and then get another level. And you can do this exercise over a foam roller as well. And as a review, the exercises that we went over to treat the neck pain is the chin nods on the towel, the push-ups on an elevated surface, and arching your upper back over back of a chair. Thanks again for watching, you guys. If you guys learned something great, give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, please subscribe to my page. And if you have any questions or have interest in learning something else, please leave it in the comments below. I hope to see you guys again soon.